Okay. um, all right, I'm going to show you. This is for beginners. I've never done this before, but I find it difficult to find actual videos that teaches you how the candles really work. So I'm just going to do it on my own. I can clear my board at any time. I do mark my sheets up. I'm going to remove all drawings in TradingView. I right click, remove drawings. Okay, because I like to draw on it. I don't use any indicators. I just strictly draw. All right. Anyway, so this, we're going to highlight one candle. So this is a candle. And this is live while it's moving. Let me see if I could just do one. This is a candle. The candle shows you multiple things. At the end of the wick, and you can see it at the top of the screen right here. This is the open, the high, the low, the closing of a candle. So this is the wick of a candle, which is the very end of a candle. Now this one, the lowest it went was 29,930. And the highest it went, which is at the top of it, which was 29,930.25. Now, inside of the candle, they show where it opened and where it closed. Now, because it's this is a low candle, it lets you know that it closed lower than it opened. So that means at the beginning of this piece right here is where it opened and it closed here. Now, the candles move a lot throughout the one trade. Right now, it is on a 1 minute candle. So this is how it moves within 1 minute. So 1 minute can be a big move dealing with futures. Because futures, I think it's like $25 or $5 a tick. Now the ticks you're looking at the end, this side here. The ticks are in the back side of it. You see how it says 25, 50, 6, 75, 30. That's how ticks move. And you get paid based on how it moves. So if you got in down here and you got in here and it was $25 a tick every time, you would get every tick on the back end would be money. You know what? I'm going to log out. Okay, so I'm going to open a paper trade account so that I can show you what it would look like. So say I wanted to get in here and I'm predicting that it's going up. Well, let me try to really give it a prediction. Oh. So my prediction, I'm going to put my prediction is that it's going to go up from here. So I buy it from right here and I put you always want to put a safety lock in, which is a stop loss. And just say I'm going to get out up here because I feel like it's going to fly from here. See, every time it backs up or goes up, you see where it goes is moving very slow right now. That's the tick moving. And as your tick is moving, your price will be moving. So if it's going against my trade, because my trade is to go up here and I got in here, it decreases. And when it's going towards my trade, it increases. And this is the candle moving. Now it's going to play these games back and forth, because your mind is going when it does this. If anything, I would say it'll go at least to here. It's probably going to go past, but you know, that's just giving where my eyes are right now looking at this. Again, it doesn't have to, but I feel like it's building. But this is why, in case it does not go there, you have a stop loss in place. So Each time the candle closed here, which was lower than it opened. This is an opening and a closing. Now, can you guess, based on the color, which one is the opening or the closing? Is it this or is it that? Because my candle is the color that it is, it's a white, meaning that it went higher. So that means that it had opened down here and it closed up here. See, knocked out really quick. I couldn't even show you the price because it did that really quickly. But whatever price was that it said that I had stand to make, I think it was like 300 or something. That is what made when it hit there. And now it's on a run. This is how it moves. It moves crazy, which is why you always want to have your safety lock on. And the safety is a stop loss. You do not put in a trade unless you do a stop loss. Now, I'm going to show you what a stop loss is. But that goes to show you how quick you can get your hand snatched or not. It's just based off of like, well, I read based on what I see, you know. I'm not qualified, so don't pay me no mind. I just, whatever. I highlight things that I think is important to me. And if you watch ICT, he will tell you that the stock market moves based on time. See, if it's going to do something, something is going to show in here, whether it pull away or it goes higher. Or it goes higher and comes back to here. This is important to me. And I don't mean to show you my technique. I'm still trying to show you the beginner's mode. Mind you, I highlighted this before it got there. And I am live. This is the green button. It shows the market is open. I am live. It's just I spend time with this. This is what I do on my days off and stuff like that. Like I said, it still can pass it, but it'll probably come back and tap this. This is just important. And ICT will tell you that it's important because before it made that crazy run down, there was like a little gap in here. So this gap is important electronically wise. Today is Memorial Day weekend. So it's moving wonky. And, you know, this is to be expected. It's just going to be doing crazy leaps and bounds. Let me see if I can get another important marker here. Okay, another important marker. Would be something like give me 1 second. I did not mean to jump off topic, but I cannot help but my eye starts jumping when I see action going. It gets me excited. I'm not even going to lie. I see a little reaction here. I'm not saying that it's a major thing, but it's enough. Like there's something here. One, because it broke a support here and it created a fair value gap. And on the way down, it did stop and come back here on the way down. You know what I'm going to say? This block right here was kind of important. What else? This is very important also. This is more important than most. However, I think it's going to come back down and knock this out. And I wasn't supposed to go here, but I couldn't help it. My eye is just starting to jump right now. So at some point, it's going to knock this out. Okay, back to what I was teaching you guys. Now, you see how this candle went up here and opened up? This is where it opened, and this is where it closed. It closed higher. That's why it's a white candle. This candle, it opened up here and it went down here. It's black. That means that it closed lower than it opened. And the wick is where the candle went. Now let's watch how a wick is formed. It's very scary, by the way. See, it opened here. Now we're watching to see how the candle moves. Mind you, it opened here. It's black because right now it's below it. While it's working, it's going to change colors. Because if it ends up going up here, then, you know, again, it opened here. Let's put a line. It opened here. And that's why you see it black. At some point, the wick, it was down here. And when it moves, it does a lot, right? See, now it's been down here. So there's always going to be a wick. It's always going to show you at some point where this candle had been, what it's been through in its life. So it opened up here and it closed down here. Now this candle, it opened right here. I'm going to watch how this candle forms. And at some point it came a little bit here. It's white because right now it is above this line. See, this is where it opened. Now it's below the line, so it turned black because the opening is here and now it's down here. That is why it changes colors. Your heart sinks with it when you got money on the table, if you want it to go up. See? Now at some point it went down all of this. Right now, I don't know. It's moving very wildly. So it's just. See, that's where it opened. Now you got a line like that because it kind of opened and closed at the same spot. Now here you see it opened here. And it ran up here. Now the wick is always going to remain because it has to show you where it was. We need to know everything we need to know about this candle. So again, we're going to have an opening, a closing, the lowest point it's been, and the highest point it's been. See, right now, again, the opening, you saw it open, it opened here. At some point it was up here. It's here now. It's still higher than when it opened. Now, I like to get a big overview of the candles and what it looks like. So I'm pulling back. I just wanted to show you, for example, how the candle moves. So this came down here and filled up a little gap. So I noticed, and this is just what I noticed, you're going to have to learn stuff on your own, but this is algorithmic. A lot of times if you see a gap, it likes to come back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. For example, you see how this has a gap in here and you see these candles back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is the same, you know? So the candle's like, it's like my mentor tells us it's like rolling paint. So if you're rolling paint and you miss a spot or you didn't get that spot, what do? You go get the paintbrush, the roller, and you roll it over and over and over and over again because you want to make sure that it equals out with the walls. So that is what this likes to do with gap. So I wouldn't be surprised if this plays in here a lot more times. And it might not do it now, but it'll do it eventually. That's just my mind. Now, right now, yeah, I had it set to go here, and there's a reason, but it's just something that I've learned. So from here, I would say it's gonna drop down into here, like point blank serious. We can play around with it, and we can do, since I'm on the simulation trade, I will simulate what it would look like. Okay, so we're gonna do a trade. This is not real because I like to be more prepared when I'm doing a trade. So I guess in this instant, we'll be risking 1,900 to get 3,000. And really, I would have done it up here. So I would have been risking maybe like $200 or something like that to get 4,000 or whatever. Remember, I said it's going to be jumpy in here because it's a gap. Now, the reason I did this, I wouldn't normally get in the middle of a trade like this because it can give you room. It can have room to go all the way back up if it wants, which is why my stop loss has to be so high, because this is the initial moment I was supposed to get in this trade, was up here. But because I decided to do a recording because it's Memorial Day weekend and it just, it moves wonky. So I was like, okay, well, let me just do a trade here. So I'm not really worried about it moving anytime soon. Why? Because I told you it likes to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We want to paint sometimes. It's just certain things my eyes dart out to. Now, this box was important to me, which is why it was drawn out. Because I know strategically it likes to move in there. So because I highlighted this box, I like to watch the way the candles move in this box. This has been painted severely. However, I like to see in the box, I have like halfway points. I like to see this move out of my halfway point in the box. It gives me some kind of breathing room to say, okay, I think we could go down more. Certain boxes, certain times. I'm not going to take a real trade until 11:50 because of the time. Now, if you wanted to get out here, this is a good box to get out in also, because if it wants to, a lot of times it will go back before it goes forward. If you don't get in at the correct spot, which I told you my correct spot to get in would have been up here. And I did not get in the correct spot. So I have to allow room, because if it decides to leave me in the negative and go here, I will not be feeling good about this trade. I will want to get out. My brain will be throwing all kinds of signals. Again, we are live. This is, Why am I paper trading? Because I am not comfortable trading in front of the world. I'm not even going to hold you with that. But this is what goes through my mind when I'm trading. So this is another box that I'm looking at, and I want to see how this candle closes because this box is important to me. Why this box is important to me? Because a significant event happened in this box. This broke this support right here. So I like to look at the box. Now, you see the way, because it did not close inside of it, I'm like, oh, it might do a bounce from here and go up a little bit. But it's not closed yet, so we're not out of the wood. I told you, the candle likes to play around when it opens and closes. It likes to play with its food. It wants to know, are you confident in the trade you took? Because, you know, I'm up right now. Before I was up like 900. Now I'm up 700, but it can make me negative right up here. This is where I got in at. So if it goes up here, I will be in the negative. So it's like, but that's what happens when you get in where you're not supposed to get in. You got a lot of room for it to backtrack on your ass. And it may just backtrack and I stay negative and I lose all my winnings because I never took it off the board. I have a stop loss up here, which means I'm willing to lose $1,980. There are smaller trades you can trade. You can trade with a micro. So again, I'm looking at this one and I'm looking to see how it's trading in the important lines that I drew. It's important to me for different reasons of what it did previously. And again, I'm not confident about this trade until I want to see this close underneath this. Let me know we want to go down. And it did not close yet underneath it. But right now it did open here and it flew from here to there. Trading live is completely different than back testing, and I will give you that. Your heart is racing. Like, dude, even if you got $100 on the table, when it's real, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. Now, it's still playing. Again, it has not closed below this line. So I am uneasier than a mother. It's still playing around, but it can come right here and then just decide it wants to do a long candle. It can do anything for no reason, which is why you always have your stop loss. Anytime you get in, the SL means stop loss, TP means take profit. I will take profit at, and I will stop and get out of the trade if it hits. And that is how it's done. Now, this is on a 1 minute. I trade the 1 minute. While this is trying to decide whether it wants to close below the line or not, I'm going to show you what it looks like on a 5-minute chart. This is a 5-minute chart. I know ICT usually likes to say it's going to go for the evenness. So this is what it looks like on a 5-minute chart. Now, it's doing the same thing. It shows the open and the close and where it's been and where it's not been, but this is within 5-minute inquiries. So in 5 minutes, this candle been from here to here. And on the 1 minute, these are showing individual candles. Just like on the 15-minute, this is a 15-minute candle. It's showing different increments. Oh. And the things that I look for, which eventually, if anybody wants to learn, because I guess I'm going to be showing people. I mean, again, I'm not a certified teacher. I'm talking out of my behind, but it's just stuff that I feel like I picked up. So I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not certified to give legal advice, professional advice. Never went to school, don't know what I'm doing. Just so you know. This is what it would look like in an hour. So, because this is, I'm going to say something real quick. Now, I like to measure this wick, and because this is all at the halfway point, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so confident that I feel like it's going to come down to the halfway mark where I have it. At least. So I'm feeling good about my trade. Look, now that we're back to the 1 minute, I'm seeing, okay, well, it closed below. Cool toes. Cool toes. We on board still. Now, this is another fair value gap we got to get to. And this is another important fair value gap. More specifically, this one. It's very important. It can bounce like crazy on this fair value gap. Matter of fact, just in case it decides to bounce, I could take one off from here, but I'm not going to because, again, this is a demo account. Now you see it. Now it's turning white again. And it plays with your money because look at your money bouncing. I'm sure it looked like a nice hefty amount when it was down here. And that's what it'll do psychologically. So psychologically, not only do you have to know what you're doing, but you have to learn to hold, even if it's going to go negative. You have to say, listen, I said it's going to go here and I'm not moving until I feel like I did the proper analysis and I'm just going to take it, good or bad. And that, I feel like, is how you show up for yourself. Unless it starts doing stuff where you just, and you're always going to see stuff. That's your mind. Oh my God, I want to lose. Oh my God, I had this much. It's a whole game and it's psychological. But it's real money. So it when you're trading for lack and you're trying to give it your all, it's definitely easy to not be able to hold. To pull out early. Pause. Sorry, I don't know why I got to do that. Yeah, so it becomes a boring waiting game. Sometimes I like to play chess. And again, I told you it is algorithmic. It moves on time. So technically, if I didn't get in up here or somewhere down here. And the reason I say down here is because there was a nice fair value gap that I probably would have gotten in here. And the time, my mentor tells us you should trade 10 minutes to the hour and stop 10 minutes after. Like if you're in a trade, then you're fine. You can hold, but like do not get in any other random time. I would just get in up here only because this was highlighted. If I know I highlighted it in front of you guys, but I highlighted it before because this was very important to me. Shoot, this was important to me before it was important to me. It was important to me earlier before this candle even formed, which is crazy. My mentor, his name is ICT, who I watch. He's on YouTube. I think he has like 5 million people who follow him, but he wants to be known as just oh my gosh, I can't think of his name now that I know it. And I listen to him all the time. I can't. But you'll find him on the ICT. That's what he's known under. Okay, so what other tricks do we want to know? It's wicking in the gaps. This is a nice little gap in here. Okay, so this broke some type of support here, and it's going to run back up. So I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't run back up to here. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't like it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Again, we can watch the way the candles open. Oh, matter of fact, let me show y'all guys what it looks like on the daily. The daily, because this is today, this is just one big candle. It's just one big up candle. It looks like nothing, right? But there's a lot of work going on in this daily candle. Do you see how many handles this moves? This is $29,680.50. That is what it's on. And it then moved up to like 29,940. That is a lot of money. And you're dividing it into either 4-hour increments to 1-hour increments, 15-minute increments, however you like to trade. 5-minute, and I definitely look off of the minute. Oh, you can look off of the 15-second one. You want to see how crazy that looks? It's 15 seconds. Every 15 seconds, the candle's going to open and close. This is going to move fast. So this opened here. It went up here at some point, closed down here. It was down there at some point. It opened here. It went all the way up here. Now it's a wick because it's going back down. The new candle opened because every 15 seconds it's going to open and close and move. It was here. Sometimes if you want to see a move, you know, you can look into this. Opened up here. At some point it was down here. Now it's a wick. Ooh, like I said, it opened down here and then it decided to run up here. So now at some point it was up here. Now it's a wick because it went back down. That is how those candles move. I don't trade off the 15-second. Well, I mean, you know. I trade slower off the 1 minute. I mean, I know you're going to be like, oh my God, but the 1 minute is fast. It is. It is. No shade. No shade at all. I'm going to be honest. I'm not comfortable with this being right here and never been touched. I would pull out one contract here. I mean, to be honest, if you pull out one contract, you're winning still. Even if you pulled out here, down here, you would still be over 2,300, you know, a win. I'm like, F that. I want down here. I wanted a wall. You see how it just pauses? Sometimes it just moves so slow, and then sometimes it just got all the speed in the world. By the way, because this is Memorial Day, I think the market is going to close at 12 o'clock Eastern time, 1 o'clock Standard Time. I'm going to take 2 off here. You got to buy to get out. Ooh. Now, it might not, it didn't come down yet. Now, there's a reason I want to get out here. I'll take 2 off there and I'll leave 1 on down here. So regardless, it'll be like a couple thousand that I made off with. And I'll just hold 1 contract. This is going to change to 1 after this takes this off. You can take little nuggets off, you know, that way if it decides to turn back on me, I mean, I could be in a losing trade too, for all I know. It can just decide to go all the way up here and just take me out. It'll be sad. And this is why you get in where you're supposed to get in when it hits there. Once you make a decision, you have to go for it. Oh. And if you lose, it's okay. There's other opportunities. There's other calculations. I've seen so many different setups. It's okay. Now, if I would have done my original setup, it'd have been like $3,000 or $4,000. And when it's doing all these backtracking, I wouldn't feel it that much. I would just, you know, want to win. Now, what else? What else do I want to? I might as well just show you while we are moving so slow. I'm not even going to get out there. I'm just going to let it go all the way, which it might not. Again, this is a holiday weekend, so you don't really want to hold anything. I'm going to remove all the drawings, make it nice and neat for you guys. See, this is a nice one right here. It'd have been nice to get out there now that I'm looking. What do I want to show you guys? My original line was drawn from here this morning. See what I mean? This line was a line before it was a line. It's I'm just saying. Definitely is gonna knock this out. I just don't have no I went up again and I'm like, you know what, girl, it's gonna knock it out. Just in my mind. I have a certain sequence where it's like I like to watch this gap, this line in here when it does certain things. And I like to see it go over it and then come back and snap it back. And I'm like, okay, we on a snap back. Take it out. Take it out, take it out, take it out. The only thing I'm worried about is the fact that it is a holiday. So it may play around with it the whole morning and decide I don't feel like making big moves today. It's not like anybody's here. Again, it's a bank holiday, so everybody's playing with their family and stuff like that, except for who's not. You see how boring trading can be, just waiting and watching. Now you see how it was moving crazy fast earlier, and now it's just acting snooty and snotty. So let's see. If I wanted to move back, where would I move back to? I do like this. But not necessarily. I really don't. I don't like it. This line scares me. Because if I wanted to retrace back, I would do it here. And it's funny because this came right here and knocked it out. So now, did y'all see why I picked that line? There's certain things that I don't know how ICT be saying. I'm not even going to lie. He's like, oh, they're not going to change the algorithm. I feel like they're going to change the algorithm. Knock him out the box, Frank. Knock him out. I gave my life to sitting here and just studying these little funky ass candles. What they say? They say the richest people in the world trade futures. I don't know if that's fact, but that's what I heard. So I did dedicated myself into studying it. And the only thing is I can't teach new people because I don't even talk normal anymore. So that's why I have to catch myself. So I said, you know what? I try to find spaces online that actually teaches candles, and I just send it to people. And I'm like, you know what? I might as well just do one on myself. Now, if you're asking why I just highlighted this, I'm just like to watch the way it works. There's a lot of gaps in here and it's doing a lot of stuff. And I'm actually fascinated sometimes in just watching the way it moves into certain positions. So because this is a fair value gap here, that's like it's like a little gap. Now a fair value gap, I should clear my screen to explain it to you. Okay, I'll get an easy fair value gap to explain. A fair value gap is when only one candle is in the hole, I guess you would say, where this candle and this candle does not touch. So there's a candle that's just on, it just went for itself. Again, remember I told you it likes to go nice and tight into if you're painting and you miss a spot, you only go over this once and everything else is layered, you want to go back to it. So I feel like the computer left it open. Not I feel like, but ICT teaches us that. And for that reason, it may want to go back and brush up on it. So while it might have brushed up a little bit here, this spot is still open in the fair value gap. But it did, and it does, like, because this candle was going up at the time, it left it open. So now when it goes down, we're like, okay, well, maybe it'll do something else in there, which it did create another little fair value gap where nothing was in here from this candle and that candle. It's kind of open. This candle came back and tapped right inside there. The openness. It just has to be this candle, the first candle, Second candle has to run down, and the third candle cannot have touched the first candle. And that is a fair value gap. We call it a fair value, meaning if it comes back up there and goes back down, you got a fair value. Like you already knew it was down here. You're just going to wait for it to come back up here, get it at a fair value, and take it back down. I believe that's what he meant by fair value. Now, what is 1150? The system should be running right now. Like it should wake up and do what it's going to do or not going to do. How to make a long class longer. I actually just want to see a hit now, boys. So this is a fair value gap in here. So again, you could be getting this at a fair value to go back up. And that's why you got to move cautious with fair values. So I have it on a box. And in the box, I have it where the center is dotted. That way I can know if it goes below the center or not. You see how these went below this box? It's like, oh, good sign. I want this to go below this box. That's what I was showing you earlier. Because I am never confident until it goes where I want it to go. Now, I know I had a particular line that I did not like that was making me cautious, because if I wanted to get in to go up, I would do it here. Not to mention where I put that, there's like two little evenness right there. So I'm like, oh, that's dangerous. It's just that because this is so cute and even and nice, I'm like, oh no, it's gonna come for it. And then I also have to remember, today is not a good trading day. Which is why I decided to show. Now, if you want to look at the finances, of course, it's, 21 is at 2,200 right now. I mean, you see, I got it at a perfect time where there was no kickbacks. See, now it's on this line. That's the do or die line. Where it may just kick back and go up. Like, bye. Notice, and this little ass line, it did not go to this side yet. The other side. Don't like it. You gotta really know what you feel like doing today. What you feel like doing. Ooh, interesting. But will it stay? Will it stay down? See? It doesn't want to stay down. It opened here. Let's see where it closes. This is why you have to watch a candle. Oh, it closed down. Ring the alarm. Ring the alarm. Look. Sorry. You got to be weird to sit here and trade all day. I swear to God, you got to have some weird ass personality. Back in the day, they used to say nerds sit at their computers all day. And now everybody's just what? Sits at their computers and electronics and games all day. Oopsie. You see? Remember I told you 11:50? I mean, on the 50 minutes, it starts moving wonky. It's wake and bake. Wake up. Wake up. Let's look at and see the money is going up now. See, I could have took at least 2 off. But again, it's only because I don't like losing. And that I'm working through that with myself. That's an internal issue. I like to take off because I don't like to take a L, even if it's $20, even if it's 100, 500. It looks so close, right? Just take it. Just take it. All right, again, this is for beginners. I think, hopefully I have began you. The candle opened here because this is what we're learning. We were just supposed to learn the simple candlestick, but then I just started watching, doing what I do best. The candle opened here. Yeah, it opened higher than it went. And it went down here at some point. Oh, sometimes it jumps too. Just crazy. I hate when it does that. I hate when it does it and I don't know where it's going, I should say. But did I not lie and tell y'all when something was important or not important? Because do you see now do you understand when I say something is important, you see the reaction it starts doing from there? I mean, it's just people buying and selling at these exact moments. Right? That's what ICT would say. I think I watch him too much. Yeah, it used to be a point where he used to speak so far into me. And I just was like, well, what are you going to do? You want to you want to make some kind of money or not? So I sat there and eventually his foreign became my English. And that's why it's hard for me to do an introductory level because I don't speak that way anymore. My eye darts to certain situations. I just like looking at fair value gaps too. And I like watching the reactions from fair value gaps. Oh, I don't like this. It keeps testing it and testing it after You know, this this line right here, I do not like it. I'm not even gonna lie. This is a very important line. Just go through it and then come back later. Because it's gonna activate later. If not now. I just don't want it to activate now because I had plans. So I think I'm gonna do another version of this where I just take out the pauses, you know, because I know a lot of people got low attention spans, but I would have wanted to see the way a candle really works because I don't like surprises. How long did it take me? I came in here at 11:22. I look at the time. The time is down here. You know, you see the time. So 11:22, and it is now 12:01 New York time. You see what I'm talking about? Y'all see how it don't want to stay under. Doing everything but. Oh wait, I gotta get out anyway. We're gonna take the loss here. I mean, we're gonna take the win from here because I think the market is about to cut off. Let me see. What time? What time does the market future stop on Memorial Day in New York?
Futures markets close at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Memorial Day, but they reopen later that evening for.
Okay, so it's about to close. Yeah, I'm gonna take it right now. Take the 2,000. Where am I? This is where you gotta make a plan and stick with it. I just don't trust it when I know it's about to close. And I'm like, why would it take it out just to close on a short day? I'm like, it may just decide to come back up here. I don't know. Whatever. These are all the things that goes through your mind. Doubt, back and forthness with yourself. Because I'm like, will it take it today? Banks are closed. It's not, you know. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. Since this line is scary for me, I'm going to buy 2 out here, right here. So watch it, buy it. So now I have 1,000. So I took out, does it tell you? This is play money, y'all. Just so y'all know. I'm paper trading with you guys. You see what I mean? That's internally something that I have to deal with. The fact that I don't give a real or fake. I don't like losing. I'm dealing with it. Okay, so I'll move my stop loss down here to this. And now I'm only, I regardless, I made 40 and then I made, I think, 1,500 or something. I don't know. Whoever calculates, calculate it. And, you know, if this one makes it, that's an extra 1,000. Yeah, I think so. I made 2,000. And if I lose, I make $40 unless I want to bring it down further, which I can. But if I was going to come back, I would come back in here maybe, you know, tap a little bit above this and come back down if I was. But again, I'm just uncomfortable with the holiday. Nothing's really went against me. Everything's saying stick to your plan other than holiday. I just pulled it down a little bit more because it makes no sense to take any kind of loss. Anyway, guys. You see what I mean about that line? It's crazy. I'm just saying. So that one is above. That's below. What that tells me, it's not done with it yet. Okay. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it a quit. You see what I mean? And it's only because of the freaking holiday, but this line right here is very important. I'm not even going to lie. It's probably going to come back up here somewhere, but who cares? I'm just going to take the L right now since I'm up 2,645 total. And because I'm not going to sit through it deciding, oh my God, maybe we want to go all the way back up here. My homework is to actually observe certain fair value gaps. So I'm like, well, what the hell? And that's an assignment I gave myself because I have to get more confident with the way it acts. I know what I showed you, but it's still certain things that I don't know. There's always something to learn. See how this is gapping here? I'm just going to keep tapping it like a roller, painting over and over and over again. Does that with gaps. Me, the only reason why I would stay on right now because my ego. I want to see it go where I said it was going to go. I am so glad that I noticed about myself. But my ego's not going to cost me right now because I lowered it. See, now it's like, oh, you're up $730. You're only gonna make 1,000. You can take it now and just be done with it. Aside from the 2,000 I made earlier that I took off already. So me right now, the way it's going and the back and forth and the fact that it's consolidating right after it hit a very monumental thing, I'm going to decide I'm out. There it is. So I let it get me out. And that is it. If you have any questions, not a professional, but I can answer. Talk to you later.